My name is Mason Riley, and I skate for Simmons Racing. So my first time skating, I was 4 years old. It was an elementary school, kindergarten, like school skate, and I went in. My mom actually was back in the day a big Florida skater, and she skated on quads back in the day, and she was like really excited to take me, and she's so ready that she actually bought me skates before we even went. And so I skated on quads my first time in kindergarten at 4 years old. And I've been skating off and on since then. I took a small break in high school to actually go pursue playing soccer semi-professionally, but I've been back now for two and a half years. Actually, March will be 3. Favorite thing about inline speed skating is probably going really fast. I've kind of always had a knack for speed. Like I had hobbies. I actually did motocross for a little while and kart racing and stuff like that. So I really like going quick. But there's something magical about you making yourself go quick. And man, like when I was taking it back to another question, when I was 4 and I did that first race, I actually won the kindergarten race that we did at that session. And man, I was hooked. I honestly, I was just hooked. It was just the feeling, and it was really beautiful because I actually grew up in a hockey rink. So I went from quad to hockey skates, and I never found out about inlines until about 10 or so. But unfortunately, right at that time when I found about inlines and I was kind of getting interested in it, I actually broke my right foot, and I almost lost it, more or less. And so it took about a year of rehabilitation after 3 surgeries. And just kind of getting back into it to start. And then when I was 12, I officially signed up for Team Florida and kind of got into it. And man, it was so fun. You know, no matter where you were, no matter what you were doing, it was just so cool, the speed and like shuffling in a pack and making passes and, you know, indoor and outdoor. And it's just, yeah, it was hooked. I just loved it. So some of my favorite skaters coming up. I mean, I was in that early, you know, to late 2000s, early teens. So of course I grew up watching Joey. I really respect Joey. I think that the type of person he is and the level of dedication he has is kind of why we will probably see him be the last of his type. And by that I mean a Swiss Army knife, really, of being able to handle business in every distance at the world level. But, you know, going beyond that, you know, I so much admiration for him, but there's so many other skaters that are just there for me. Like, you know, I'm so honored that one of my heroes is Jorge Patero, and I am on his program. He was, you know, huge looking back at old tapes of him and doing the ESPN marathons and everything like that. I mean, it was so cool watching his strategy and how big he was. And, you know, I kind of relate to that because I'm 6'2", and I'm racing in a sport with shorter people. So to see someone like me, you know, racing is incredible. And to go beyond that point, probably my second or third, should say, favorite athlete is by far Felix Reiner. I love the dude. He's so cool. I've actually had the chance to meet him and talk with him and hang out with him and actually skate with him for a while. I bought his last suit from him personally, and he was the guy, man. Like I've always, again, going back to the big guy that, you know, kicks butt and kind of thing, I have just so much respect for what he can do and how much of a team player he is and what he's achieved. So some of my goals for skating this year is kind of 2 big things for me. The big one is when I was skating before, I was trying to achieve a lot, and I never quite got to that point to really keep up with people in my division that I really respected. So I'm coming back, and I started basically from nothing at this point, and so now I'm in this really weird middle ground where I'm trying to, I guess you could say, make a name for myself, but I'm just trying to show that I'm competitive and that I can be there, and I would like to start to add to that. So that's my first big goal. But my second goal, yeah, I mean, everyone is probably going to say it, I would love to make the senior world team this year. I really would like to make it. So I've skated with a lot of coaches. So I grew up with Team Florida. My club's still registered with Team Florida. So I've skated with Jen, Jamie Anderson, Stephanie Pasquarella, Brandon Hall. So all the Team Florida guys. But my actual coach right now, professionally, I guess you could say, is Jorge Botero. He's a really, really good friend of mine, and he's an amazing athlete that I respect beyond anyone can understand. And yeah, I'm just super honored to be on his program and to kind of carry his legacy, I guess you could say, and carry his name through his coaching. When I think inline speed skating, I really think a sport that isn't truly credited for how difficult and dedicated the athletes are towards it. I feel like the community as a whole and the athletes as a whole are at such a high standard, at such a high performance level, that it's something that I feel kind of inside kind of hurts me a little bit, because I'm so sad that the world doesn't see our sport. I'm so sad that the world quite isn't exposed to it. But lately there's been some traction towards that, and there's a little bit more exposure to it. So I mean, for me, I just really, really enjoy showing the world our sport, and I really think that creating the community and showing everyone what our sport really means is paramount. It's the absolute most important thing we can possibly do as athletes, and that's what we do as sponsored athletes or as just regular athletes. We try to carry a good name for the sport and also our sponsors and people we race with, but primarily we're all in this together. We're all athletes. We all want the sport to get somewhere a little bit bigger, and as a community we have to strive for that.